Hey everybody, another video here from pixelhangover.com. This time we are running around with Binary Domain. It's a third-person shooter from Sega that came out not too long ago. Finally got our hands on a copy. And this is just the beginning, so it gives you an idea of what you'd experience if you'd rent it, buy it, get your hands on it from a friend, whatever. Interesting little game from what I've played so far. Third-person shooter. It has some interesting tactical abilities here. Weapons seem very interesting. Played pretty well. It's one of the better playing third-person shooters I have seen. The cutscenes and the voice acting are a little on the corny side from what I've seen and heard. So you can kind of see that here, just the expressions that your guy here says, or just looks on his face. It's pretty funny. Enemies are interesting. They're so far just robots, stuff like that. So it seems very strategic. Kind of teach you right here that if you shoot them in the legs, they crawl. Shoot them in the head, they instantly forget who they're supposed to shoot at. So then they shoot at their enemies. The controls are decent, but I had a little bit of problem zeroing in on some headshots. But it could be just that new game thing every time. It's still controlled well, and it's one of those games that the more you play it, I'm sure the more nailed in you can get, but it seemed solid so far. A lot of tutorials here. I skipped the beginning intro sequence, and because while it was interesting and pretty well done, it kicks you right into this kind of a annoying little sequence. The first time you want to move around, it kind of has an odd tutorial, and then I think we may get a couple of them in here too, but yeah, it's pretty. See right here, I don't know if you guys do this, but anytime I start a new shooter, I for some reason I just always go back to X for reload. In this case, it is right bumper, I believe, just like Halo and Reach. I'm trying to do the Battlefield thing. I obviously was pushing it there a little too far and felt that I needed to get back, and then they just dropped off some people. I thought it was a big boss enemy right there at the beginning. It was not, but you can see enemies are crawling after their legs are shot out. In this one, I thought I could stomp it, but I guess you have to actually shoot. Animation's good on the enemies, pretty decent on your character. Here's the little tutorials. A lot of reading. I'm never a big fan of a lot of reading to find out what you have to do, but sometimes I believe it's necessary. It took me a little while to figure out what they wanted me to do here, and after about 4 or 5 of those, they finally said, "All right, pick this weapon." And they keep telling me to charge it, but I didn't know how to charge until they finally said, I think, to hold down right bumper, right there. Oh, okay, well I can do that. That's all I needed right there. I don't need, the backstory of this weapon and whatever else. Just tell me what to do. I'm sure some people get into that. I don't think I'm ever going to look into the background or the history, the legacy of Binary Domain. It's a shooter to me. Melee instead of reload. You got some drones here. Gonna mark your position. We get to a point where gotta jump in the water up here, and kind of annoying. It's kind of an odd sequence. I can tell that they're gonna mix it up. They're going to. I could never find the drone here. It kept saying, "Oh, there's a drone. There's a drone." Could never find it. I don't know if it's. I'm watching it again if we're gonna see it, but. Whatever. We just ended up moving past it.
Whoa, where did that come from?
This game got fairly good reviews. I know it has quite the fan base. A few places I hang out regularly. It's always mentioned as a game that kind of floated under the radar and didn't get enough love. So I haven't played all the way through yet. I haven't played enough to totally make my decision. But it seems like a solid third-person shooter with, I like the enemies there. It's got some nice animation. It seems pretty cool. Kind of interesting here, this first little boss you get to. I think they said just run like hell is all they basically say. So to teach you to dash, they basically throw an enemy that you can't beat. It's kind of interesting tactic. And then right here they tell you to look backwards, but really you should just keep running. Another game that does the old school Gears thing, that hold down a button and sort of focus on the action. that was something they did in Gears 1 that really has found its way into a lot of games. So props to Epic for coming up with that. Same thing, I guess, with bringing back cover shooting. They did a good job. Here's where you jump in the water. Real cinematic, I guess. Jumping into that 3 feet of water. There we go.
Apparently, the Seagate's gonna open
Here they come,
the
and
tanker in. Then we could hitch a ride. We have to time this perfect. So we're
swimming
straight out of
mechanic's a
luck.
little odd.
Go for a
You
fast
hold down
ride.
A
Ready?
to go fast right here, and then you can do it for so long. And then you get tired, even though there's
Crawling with surveillance box. With dead
a bunch of
meat.
enemies all over you. You gotta avoid the searching
We move forward
robots
step
here,
by
but
step, hiding in the shadow.
I always thought if there was, you know, a threat of death, I don't think I'd stop and be like, hold on, let me catch my breath. I don't know. I think you'd push through it as a soldier. But that's what makes it a game, right?
Got surveillance spots.
I get caught by one pretty bad. Here it teaches you to dive. Hold your breath under
Shit,
there.
there's no end to this.
You come back up
Ooh, we dodged a bullet there.
and keep going.
Now we gotta hurry. Make up for lost time. Over here, bro.
Maybe diving under each one of these. We do get to a spot up here that I don't know how I was going to avoid getting seen. And then once you're seen, I don't know how the heck you get away
What
from
do
it.
you say? Good
It seemed to
exercise,
zero in
huh?
on you and not let you go. But
Get in shape.
I get through this without dying
We got
somehow.
our priorities straight.
You kind of lose control when you go under there. It's kind of like, oh, I'll go ahead and take it from here. So it's interesting. It's not. I wasn't a big fan of this sequence. I hope there's not a lot of swimming in the game, I guess is all the way I'll put it. Now right there, he should have caught my buddy, but he didn't. Or my buddy went down. So he caught me right there. And you hear the sirens going
The
off.
gate's open.
Instantly, some
From
guys
here.
floating over, of
I mean
course.
now.
And I kind of run out of time underneath, so I got to come up, hold down A to try to get going, and they're just drilling away at me. But we do get up here to where we need to be. And as you can see, it's not like you can lose them. I'm going as fast as I can. There's still a red laser on me. Siren's still going off. So there's a time limit. You got to get to the ship before. Right there. I thought I was going to die. I don't even know if it's possible to die, but I suppose if you just sit still. So here we go. This is how we're going to infiltrate this place. We're going to bring out our huge magnets, which we had apparently in our back pocket,
Easy, huh? Now we
as
can
everyone
chill out.
does
Hold on
when they
tight,
go out
bro.
about. And that's pretty much the end of that first sequence, the first level. So
Okay.
I think overall it's a solid game. So if you're into third-person shooters, I think you rent it, enjoy it, and
Got my doubts though.
maybe wrap it up. But thanks for watching the video. We got more on the way. We appreciate it. Hit subscribe and have a great weekend.